Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pressing Matters. Here we are. It's box number 4 of the Weisfeld Collection. They're coming in weekly now. And I already know that the 5th is being prepared. Fortunately, I've been spending a lot of time going through the first 3. I'm almost halfway through the first 3. And it's keeping me up at night. No, not with worry. Because I'm going, let me listen to one record tonight. I'll grade one record tonight. And then it becomes 2, and then it becomes 3. And then before I know it, it's 3 in the morning. And that's what happened last night. It's been a lot of surprises. I want to point out 2 that were surprising to me. This one, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't think it was going to be that interesting, but it turned out to be one of the gems of the collection. Peter and the Wolf, Carnival Animals, Ephraim Kurtz. This is an early EMI tube cut recording. It's just wonderful. Once I cleaned it deeply, it was beautiful, really beautiful sound, and just a joy to listen to. Sometimes I'll come across a grail, like things that I thought I knew were famous, but I had never gotten to hear properly. This is one of those. This is I have a high Q cut of this. This is the one. This is the one, the first pressing. Actually, this is the notes you're going to get in every record. So it's a journey of discovery, it's a journey of learning. I'm honored to be the steward handling this for Harry Weisfeld. And we're both very, very happy with what's going on. I did get some news from Matt that the website is underway. It needs a little tweaking, and the process needs help, of course, from me, but that's in the works. It should be online in a couple of weeks, I'd say. So lots to look forward to. Let's get to this box. I know what's in this box. And I think you're going to find that this is a visual treat. Let me put it that way. Let me get this open and I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm already getting excited. And I think you will be too. Some of these are in sleeves, some are not, so. Wow. Okay. Look at that. This is a signed copy of this record. Strucker signed this record on the back. And it looks in beautiful condition. Wow, I've never seen this one before. SR 90347, Schumann Cello Concerto, Lalo Cello Concerto. Look at that. I said, put a surprise at the top. Wow, he sure did. Here we go again. This is going to be a Mercury bonanza. This is a collection from Dorati and the London Symphony. I have this, but this is a color back plum label. Beautiful. You're going to see all this in close-up. Here's another famous one. I know someone who might like this one. Haydn, excuse me, Haydn, Surprise and Drum Roll. Beautiful record, not an obvious Mercury, but those who know it's a great one. It's great too. One of my favorite covers. Look at that. Ernest Bloch, Symphonia Breve, on Dorati in Minneapolis. Some of the recordings were done with the London Symphony. Some were done in the Minneapolis area. I forget what the venue is, but I document all that when I do the write-ups for these. Beautiful. Take a look. Plum label original. Here's another Dorati, Wagner. This one is with the London Symphony. So they took their recording equipment, their mobile recording equipment to London, recorded on the spot. You know, it's so fascinating to read the history of Mercury Living Presence and Robert Fine, his wife Wilma Cozart Fine, the way they worked together, and George Piros, of course, who was mastering. It's an incredible story. I'd probably tell that story when I do a complete Mercury overview, which it seems like I might need to do that now that I have some material to work with. No, I have a lot of Mercury, but look at this one. This one I don't have. Elgar Enigma Variations, Barbaroli, in the Hall Orchestra. There was a series of Barbaroli records on Mercury. They're all very, very good. And this one, I can't wait to hear because I just heard an Enigma Variations from the collection so far, and it was wonderful. I love the piece, so this will be fun to listen to. Oh my God. This is another favorite cover of mine. I've heard the music over CD. I used to have the CD of this. Carpenter's Adventure in a Perambulator. I never knew how to pronounce that. This is going to be great. Howard Hanson and Eastman Rochester. Great American music. Wonderful. Color back cover. These are just great records. Wow, so glad that's in there. We haven't seen many Paul Paray records in this batch. I mean, in any of these batches. The first batch had Mercury as well. This is Viva La Marche, Paul Paray, Detroit Symphony. Color back. Oh boy, these are going to be fun listening sessions. Here's another beautiful cover. I love this. I have this myself. West Point Symphony, Robert Russell Bennett, and Martin Gould. This is Frederick Fennell and the Eastman Wind Ensemble. One of the most unique ensembles on Mercury. I'm really glad that they documented the band compositions because no one else was really doing it. And they did it so well. These are vivid, up-close kind of recordings that make you feel like you're in the living presence of the band, especially these Fennell recordings. Here's one you don't see. Well, you see it often, but you don't hear it talked about very often. I've never heard it. It's a Strauss family album, Dorati in Minneapolis. Be curious to hear what this is like. Oh, here is, wow, it looks so nice. You know, one thing about these Mercury covers is they held up pretty good, especially these early laminated ones. They're in heavy cardboard jackets, they're laminated, and if someone took even the minimal amount of care with them, they're still going to look like this. Look at this. Sharp corners, pretty much. Beautiful, vivid color artwork. This is a TAS list specialty. Yeah. Oh my God. Woo. That is going to be great. That's Frederick Fennell. Winds and Hi-Fi. I'm sorry. It's easy for me to get carried away and not tell you what's on the record, but someone made a comment that they listened to the video instead of watching it, which, for whatever reason. And sometimes I don't say the name of the record. So they asked me to try to pay attention to that. Okay, here we have Copland, Rodeo, El Salon, Mexico, and Danzon Cubano. Antal Dorati, Minneapolis Symphony. This is the first Mercury Living Presence that I ever found. And I was like, I thought I had hit the jackpot because I had heard about the records, but never saw one. And once I knew what to look for, I saw this cover and I was like, oh, here it is. Here is one of these. And this is a TAS Superdisc list title as well. And it's great. This is a great record. Minneapolis, Dorati, Copland. Can't, oh, look at the condition of this. Beautiful, beautiful. Here's another famous one. Hansen conducting his own Symphony No. 2 Romantic and the Lament for Beowulf. Eastman Rochester Orchestra, Eastman School Music Chorus, Howard Hansen conducting. Beautiful. Okay, this is interesting. Usually, oh, it is a color back. It's a color back. I was going to say, because the colors here, usually if it's not a color back, it's all black and white. But it's just that this says very subtle color here. Oh, how beautiful is that? And this is a wonderful performance. Really definitive, I think. Wow. I can't believe the condition of these. Here the laminate is lifting. Sometimes that happens with these laminated covers. But look at that. Wagner, Paul Paret conducting Wagner. Dawn and Siegfried's Rhine Journey, Siegfried Idle, Tristan and Isolde, color back jacket, looking mint. Incredible. Wow, this really brings me back too. I think we're done with the Mercuries, but when I was first starting to read the Absolute Sound, I noticed the Superdisc list and I noticed Chet Atkins was on there. And I remember the day I found this. I was on vacation in Maine and I went to some like church rummage sale, and this is what I found. Here's a 1S of it. Chet Atkins in Hollywood. Man, did I love this record. I now have a classic version as well as a couple of originals. This is the original. You'll see one in another cover. This is the one you want. 1S Black Dog. Jeez. That's a nice surprise. Someone's going to love that. The sound on those Chet Atkins, Bill Porter recordings is incredible. Plummy, deep bass, really wonderful engineering. There's a whole story that goes along with that. I did a video on Chet Atkins once, and I talked about that record as well as 4 others. You should definitely check that out. It tells a little bit more information than I can go into here. Here's a 1S Mint, Porgy and Bess, Robert Russell Bennett. This is one you don't hear talked about very often. And I have a copy, but it's kind of torn apart. So I haven't really listened to it, and I'll be very interested to hear this. Gershwin's Porgy and Bess. Beautiful cover. Oh, wow. Columbia, blue and silver label, Otto Klemper Philharmonia Orchestra, Mozart Symphonies, number 35 and 36. Gosh, that must be rare. We've only had one blue and silver so far, and it had writing on the label. This one's pristine. Look at that. Well, that's exciting. Yes. Okay, this is the Columbia Half Moon label, I think they call it. Symphony, Beethoven's Symphony, Pastoral with Zell in the Cleveland. Famous record. I remember seeing the epic copy around in the United States. I've never seen this. It looks so well preserved. My God. Wow. What is this? Okay. Loiseau Lear. Melos Ensemble of London. Weber. Grand Quintetto. And Mozart Clarinet Trio. The Melos Ensemble of London. These are just like a Decca, really. Look at that. I've got a few, but not many. So I'm very curious to hear that. Here's another. It says London, Loiseau Lear. Mozart. Symphonies 28 and 38, English Chamber Orchestra, Colin Davis. That beautiful teal label. Or emerald label, I guess you could call it. Those are going to be fun. Wow. Look at this. His Master's Voice. My voice is trembling. His Master's Voice, Gounod, Saint Cecile, and Messe Solemnel. Wow. Jean-Claude Hartmann has organ and chorus and orchestra. Gosh, this is going to be a thrill to hear this. It looks so good. His Master's Voice. Half Moon. Another Otto Klemperer. New Philharmonia Orchestra on Columbia. Mozart Symphonies, number 29 and 33. Half Moon. Beautiful. Huh. You know, Harry was telling me about these Klemperer recordings, how fabulous they are. He said, I'll throw a couple in. Like, okay. Here's another Klemperer. Columbia. Oh. I better treat this one with kid gloves. I have a feeling this is going to be a valuable one. I'm not really focusing on value so much, but, you know, it's interesting when you start researching things, the surprising values of things. And with a collection like this, it's, you know, there's a lot of things like that. This is a Columbia blue and silver label, Otto Klemperer Philharmonia Orchestra Italian Symphony from Mendelssohn and Symphony No. 4 from Schumann. It's a gorgeous cover. Wow. Have you ever seen that? I haven't. I definitely haven't. We don't see these very much over here. Wow, that was an amazing classical collection. And now I think this is Harry's version of a finale. And of course I'm thrilled about it because I love this artist. And it's a little different. It's not classical. So let's take this out and put this down. What I'm talking about is this. Do you know what this is? Ella Fitzgerald, the Gershwin Songbooks complete set. It's like a textured box with Bernard Buffet illustration, a book, words and music. the Gershwins. This was an elaborate set for the time. Nobody got a set like this except Ella. Here's like has a little single in it. I think it's probably a narration type of thing. Then you have the lithographs. These are actual printed lithographs. This is complete. Wow. Couple more. There's 4. And then the records are this label. Amazing. I think there's 5 records in here. Well, that was a thrilling surprise and a fitting finale to box number 4 of the Weisfeld Collection. I'm going to show you all this in close-up, of course. I hope you enjoyed looking at these covers. I am just amazed at the quality of the jackets in this collection. That's the first thing I see is visual. And pretty much throughout all this process, it's obvious that the people that had these before, Sid Marks, but other people that Harry knew that entrusted their records to him for safekeeping, they were very meticulous about maintaining their records. And it's so evident as I go through all these. It's such a thrill to take out a cream and gold EMI Columbia, EMI His Master's Voice, and see that there's not a spindle mark on it and is glowing like it came out of the sleeve before, never before. You know, so it's a thrill. I'm hoping you enjoy the journey. Sorry, I'm a little tired today because of the late night listening session last night, but I hope you enjoyed this. I will keep you updated on everything. And until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.